Hello, hello, my forget-me-nots, sleeping lady here, ASMR. In this video, it is going to be a magazine flip through, one of my favorite magazines, Magnolia magazines by Joanne. And this is a fall 2023 journal, issue number 28, Perspective Magnolia. There's more to see from where you stand. I really love her magazine. But anyways, I'm going to have some tea and some macarons, and just go ahead, get comfortable, chill, and relax. I hope that you receive many tingles. First off, let's go ahead and have a macaron. I'm gonna have a raspberry macaron. And also some chamomile tea. This season hosts a super club at home, a guide to window styling on the table, caramel apples and bud pies. This is actually a good idea to look at this because one of you guys requested like a fall recipe, cook with me, and I don't know what to cook. I think this will give me like inspiration / like ideas on what to cook. And of course, there is Earth and Hand with Magnolia, only at Target. And look at their apples and a nice snack cookies, and looks like could be a frothy latte at here, and this really cute cup. I'm gonna have a sip of the tea. And please don't mind the background. It's my family watching a movie while I'm doing this ASMR. And you may hear giggles or talking in the background, so please excuse that. This is looks like flowers. New fall collection starting at $3.99. Vacation reimagined. No matter your fall vacation vibe, romantic weekend, family excursion, solo trip, or friends getaway, Myrtle Beach finds your frequency with homegrown flavors and fresh territory to explore. side of potatoes. Double take. It starts with a spark, in with the old, framing our view. Tied and true, seed to sapling. Good things to celebrate. Artist spotlight, becoming small. And continuing with the contents is a letter from the editor. Magnolia Post, a note from Joe. A collected perspective. Chip gets the last word. Sourcebook Magnolia manifested. Personalize your wall space. This used to be so fun to me. Like, I used to like decorating and like putting all my knickknacks on the wall, but I'm not really for it as of now and as of lately, since we've been living at this apartment. But here it just talks about, personalize your wall space. Discover your blogger. Discover how blogger Tiffany Delange brings budget-friendly DIY products to life with help from damage-free command products and the 3M Claw heavyweight hangers. Okay. Magnolia Journal. My secret. Oh yeah, fresh. Oh, hello there. North Dakota. Buffaloes. Looks like wild buffaloes. Perspective. Let's go ahead and start reading this after a sip of tea. This fall marks 20 years of Magnolia. Wow. A shy idea I'd scribbled onto a page of my journal is now a company we've cared for 2 decades. Despite what time says, it still feels like yesterday that Chip and I were dusting off those large metal letters that would name our first little shop. Wow. So proud of them. Congratulations to Joe and Chip. We didn't have a lot figured out, but you couldn't have convinced us of it. We were living on a prayer. Prayers are powerful, you guys. We were living on a prayer and believing in each other. We were building towards something and trusting it would somehow come together. We had no clue what the life would hand us, no secret hunch where this would all lead, with no filled-in big picture to grab hold of. The best of us can do is build what we can with the bricks in front of us. Then trust it takes shape, pivot when it doesn't, give thanks when it does. Chip and I stayed in building mode. Over the past 20 years, our family grew by a handful and our business grew by even more. Together, we've won, we've lost, we've learned, we've changed, we've wrestled with the temptation to settle when things felt uncertain, but more times than not, we've held fast, continuing what we started. We all live through this kind of building season when all of life feels like planting and cultivating, checking on your seeds, waiting for growth, then doing it all over again. This is when we forge a career or find our passion. Some of us go on to grow our families. We have kids, make a home, find a community. Our hands are busy, so purpose finds a place in the daily acts. We live from where we stand, view fixed on what we can see, bellies to feed, trips to take, calls to make. It's in these years that we gain and add and design for ourselves a mighty landscape of things we're tending. Take a moment and look around at your life. There's a lot of beauty there in all you've been building. Perspective is the gift that tells us so. It's hindsight, but through a lens of learned wisdom. It's an invitation to look, lift a memories that serve up the unexpected caramel apples, the sweeter side of potatoes, to an interior space with a unique point of view. We've been inspired that even in the everyday, there's always more to behold. The future stories beginning on page 98 especially encourage the idea that in the midst of owning our reality, we can still choose to see opportunity. Whatever this season has in store for you, may this issue be a gracious reminder that whatever you don't know or can't see today, there's comfort in the promise of tomorrow's discovery. And before we start to read this here, I'm gonna have a Macron. And also another sip of my chamomile tea. Looking back at 20 years of Mongolia, celebrating the past, dreaming of the future. Look at them, they're such a power couple. I love it. Look at this hotel. Joe and Chip reimagined this hotel. It's a boutique hotel and it's opening this fall. That is so exciting for them. Wow. Imagine me going into there. Oh my gosh, that would be so crazy and so inspiring. Second thought, a single break in our everyday pattern holds potential to unlock and open your minds. Think of a thought like a spark. Perspectives, beliefs, even long-held insecurities are each the result of well-worn neutral pathways. Sparks that have fired and fired again. We know what we know because as certain thoughts and habits get reinforced over time, they create a favored route from sensory input to perception output. In other words, the brain likes routes. Comfort. And yet the brain and its pathways don't have to stay fixed. We can help the brain fire differently simply by disrupting a typical pattern and creating a new one. Enter neuroplasticity. Enter neuroplasticity. The capacity of the brain to form new connections and pathways. Maybe this resonates. Have you ever pulled into your driveway only to realize you don't really remember driving there? It's because you followed the same route you always do. You started the engine, turned on the radio, took the right turns, and the next thing you know, you were home. You know in your head you must have stopped at the light at the end of the street or merged onto the freeway with open eyes, but the part of your brain that should have recorded those memories is just blank. Even in the It's too expensive for me. Tried and true, standing the test of time, bandanas are practical by nature with a well-worn beauty too. Here's a look at this playful patterned mark of style and the many forms it takes. Tried and true, this is the bandana. And it says, we've collected a few of our favorite looks for the fall season. Find them all in our source book on page 114. Ways to wear. Look how cute. How to use a bandana. Tie, twist, tie, fold, wrap, tighten, and take on the day. Discover a new way to wear your bandana. On your neck, on your bun, on your ponytail. I do that a lot, especially when I worked as a CNA. On your purse, headband. This is another way I always used to use my headbands, my bandana. And on your little half ponytail, and also just like this. These are one of the ways I always use my bandanas, like this style, that, and over here. Dress it up. To add a slide, push both ends of the bandana through the ring and tuck to adjust. I love cats. I tried owning plants, but it just didn't work out for me. Double take. Look at how comfortable this couch looks. My dream is to own a home one day, a beautiful, beautiful home. The biggest challenge was redefining the home's contemporary style and making it our story. It's so fancy. I don't think my home would be this fancy, but it would definitely be comfortable, loved, well used, and mod. Ivory. I used to like to get ivory soap, but now I turn to dial soap. The golden bar. Spreading kindness from our family to yours. Look at her family. Also cute. I really wanted the house to be fun and represent us. Homeowner. Oh yeah, and I don't use this deodorant as well. I use band deodorant. A jar of good things in plain sight encourages us to celebrate the moments big and small. A jar of good things in plain sight encourages us to celebrate moments big and small. I love that. Becoming small. Through the lens of David Bird's tiny creations, a backyard becomes extraordinary. Look how cute this little creation is. Wow. When people see these photos, they remind Today, there are unlimited ways you can dress up your orchid hall. Every one of them making your shift into the season that much sweeter. And they just tell us how to make it. When I was younger, I thought Skechers was with the D. Anybody else? But now that I've grown older, I'm like, Skechers was always spelled that way. Oh my gosh, I did not notice. And then this is more ways how to do the caramel apple. I've seen this at Barnes & Noble. Holiday recipes. It starts with the spark. These two show us that when we let single source guide the design of a space, a personal point of view takes shape. Creating personal space, design what makes you feel like you. Look closer. Let what you love guide you. If you are drawn to something, let it take the lead. Pull a color, be inspired by the pattern, or give it the spotlight. Let it stand on its own and keep the rest of the room simple. Look at this queen. Rule over what you write, and look at that pen. Interesting, funny, dramatic way to say you should buy this. A collected perspective. It seems as though the things I care about most in this world require a willingness to grow and evolve right alongside them. I'm gonna deep dive her later. And this is a note from Joe, which is the author, the editor. Wow. Look at that. Gorgeous. May we never get so used to seeing things from our one point of view that we forget to see them from other point of view. Because it's true what they say, there's more to a thing than meets the eye. Home tour in with the old. Look at this place. So comforting to look at. We can all find something to celebrate when we tap into our sweet side. Just look at sweet potatoes filled with nutrition, and even a few surprises. The unsung spud brings unexpected appeal to dishes of all shapes and flavors, from savory sides to dessert. The sweeter side of potatoes. Sweet potato waffles with maple butter. Wow, that sounds good. say correctly. Busk, busk, busk. I don't know how to say that, but that is my guess. Smoky sweet potato rolls. Oh, that sounds good. Sweet potato leek. Busk. Smoky sweet potato rolls. Sweet potato cakes with lemon slaw. And this is just like the ingredients and how to make them. The description. The supper club, it's more than a shared meal. They gathered the cookbook, a progressive dinner. Look how fancy that looks, with candles lit and dishes out and friends to share. I mean, conversations to share. Seasonal celebrations, weekly occasions. Make it yours. Invite with the postcard. Use what you have. Bring out your keepsakes. Keep conversations flowing. Share photographs. Behold the state fair. Look at this fun ride. Looks so fun. Let's see what this says here. They come but once a year, drawing people from anywhere and everywhere to experience a medley of sights, sounds, smells, and thrills with the childlike abandon. Some come for the food, others for the rides and games, and then are those who show up for the life-size sculptures carved from 600 pounds of butter. Wow. Where everyone's curiosity leads, there's no wrong way to experience a state fair. Here's a look at this iconic American pastime from every angle. I love fairs. The meat, the ice cream, the balloon games, coupons, the ducks, and prizes. Of course, popcorn, slushies, cotton candy, hot and tasty chips and gravy. Yum, I love a good fair. I can't miss our state fair every year here at Alaska. Fair their way. And look how much fairs there are. State Fair of Texas, Minnesota State Fair, the Big E, Iowa State Fair, Arizona State Fair, Washington State Fair. Once you've soaked up everything your own state fair has to offer, these 6 are worth the trip. With clear eyes. Maybe the question has never really been about whether you see your glass as half full or half empty. After all, every season is at once fraught with scarcity and blessed with abundance. We can work hard, play hard, love hard, and pray for grace. And still the unexpected lands on every doorstep, sweeps in and changes everything. And in those moments, maybe keeping perspective is about seeing that we have a glass at all. that we can decide to ask what wondrous thing can come. What can I dare to create from what I've been given? I think when you suddenly see and realize just how much you are loved, it softens you and your heart can't help but expand. I felt like I didn't have a lot to offer her, but she chose to intentionally build me up to make me better, and she still does today. People may age, tend to slow down, but I wanted to live to see, do, and learn all the things I wanted to do while I was still able and willing. I remember wanting to look like her, and now in these years of coming home to myself, to my mom, I'm so glad that I do. Perspective of others and yourself. And this is perspective on the gift of today. Perspective of intentionally choosing each other. Perspective in growth after loss. Perspective of others and yourself. Perspectives in the setback. Perspectives in the unexpected. That was a good lesson for me that life is full of gray, the side steps and unknowns, and it's up to you to decide how you handle it all. But you have to lift your head up and look ahead, not just down at where you're standing in the moment. I was learning to embrace my reality while at the same time believing for better days. Windows connect us to the outside world and transform our homes inside out. How to decorate windows. Make it your own curtain shades. I would love to choose my curtain shades, but right now I'm just using like my apartment's curtains. One day, what new point of view might strengthen your perspective? I love to hear stories of people's perspectives and testimonies and stories. They inspire me, and I love hearing a good story from people. Every time my perspective grew, my purpose did too. I love hearing stories from other people. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to read the last page. Magnolia Manifesto. We believe in home, that it should restore us from today and ready us for tomorrow. We believe in friendships because friends who feel like family are the best kind of friends. And that nothing matters more than family. We believe in seeking the balance between hustle and rest and learning to find contentment in both. We believe everyone deserves a seat at the table and everyone has a story worth telling. We believe in human kindness, knowing we are made better when we all work together. We believe in courage, in cartwheeling past our comfort zones and trying something a little bit scary every day. We believe that failure needn't to be a negative thing. Rather, we learn from our mistakes and fail smarter next time. We believe in doing good work that matters and in choosing that, nudging others toward doing the same. We believe that what newer isn't always better and that it's time for the pendulum of trend to swing back to the basics. We believe in unearthing beauty, however hidden or subtle it might be. we believe that each day is a gift and that everyday miracles are scattered about if only we have the eyes to see. And of all heroic pursuits, large or small, we believe there may be none greater than a life well loved. Alright, my forget-me-nots. That was the Fall 2023 Magnolia Journal. I hope that you received many